right, we are bringing Cassie back in. And you know, it feels strange, Cassie, that we've been talking about so much rain in July. I am very used to July 1st, the spigot just turning off and it becoming very dry around here. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that finds it intriguing that we're still talking about rain and storms out there and flash flood watches.
I know, but it's going to dry up soon enough.
I know it's coming.
It's definitely coming. But yeah, the pattern has definitely been very unsettled. It seems like we almost have a daily chance of rain and storms recently. But, you know, in downtown Dallas, we don't necessarily get a whole lot of rain. Today, I haven't really seen a whole lot of that. It's just been parts of the Metroplex that have seen these isolated showers and thunderstorms. Now, despite that, we could still see some additional storms, not only for this evening, but tonight and into your Sunday. So there is a flood watch in effect until tomorrow evening at 7 that does include the Metroplex and areas off to the west. So we're still expecting more rain. So right now we do have some thunderstorms mainly to our east and off to the west with a couple of isolated showers and storms in between. You can actually see some severe storms just east of Tyler. That is moving east away from us though. Zooming in a little bit more closely, you can see in between Denton and DFW have some isolated showers. We have some thunderstorms north of McKinney. We also have thunderstorms just to the north and west. You can see that isolated shower moving towards Louisville. Of course, nothing severe right now, but off to the east, a little bit of a different story, but the severe threat, though, that is going to stay east of Tyler, and that will continue to move off to the east. So a lot of lightning, maybe some wind gusts as high as around 55, maybe 60 miles an hour, but thunderstorms east of Greenville, those are moving towards Mount Pleasant. We've got the thunderstorms near Canton and the thunderstorms that have been over Bowie for much of the afternoon, finally making their way towards Gainesville and I-35. Sanger, you're certainly going to see those thunderstorms pretty shortly. This is our DBU camera, and we are dry here. We've got more of a partly cloudy sky, but where we have had the rain, temperatures have been held back quite a bit. We've had thunderstorms for quite some time in Bowie, so we're only at 69 degrees there versus a 90 in Gainesville. That number is about to go down. 91 degrees right now in Denton, 88 in Dallas, but 78 degrees over in Terrell and 75 right now in Athens. Looking at our timecast, I'm going to start our clock at 6 o'clock this evening, and it's doing a pretty good job of keeping a lot of the thunderstorms just to the east and to the west of the Metroplex. But at midnight tonight, now we primarily have thunderstorms across the Red River, and they're going to stay off to the north until we get to a few more hours after that. So 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's trying to bring some of these thunderstorms into the northern half of the Metroplex. But then it tries to fall apart, and this is going to be 7 o'clock in the morning. The Metroplex may be seeing a couple of isolated showers, but the coverage does look a little bit greater off to the south and west. Now, this is going to be at noon tomorrow, and it looks dry for the most part, but you can see the showers out to the west. It quickly falls apart, but later tomorrow evening, now we still have some isolated showers across North Texas, but the overall coverage looks to stay pretty low. But once we get into Sunday night into Monday morning, a few isolated showers with thunderstorms developing later in the afternoon. So this is going to be noon on Monday. So we're not quite done with the rain chances just yet. Tonight, though, we're going to go ahead and keep about a 30% coverage of rain and storms. With that being said, temperatures still drop down into the low to mid 70s. I think we're going to wake up to about 74 degrees tomorrow morning in Dallas, 70 in McKinney, 75 in Fort Worth, and 75 tomorrow morning in Decatur. Tomorrow afternoon, because we are going to have the clouds around and the chance of showers lingering throughout the afternoon and evening, temperatures make it into the 80s and 90s for some of us. About 81 degrees is a possibility in McKinney versus a 90 in Dallas, 84 in Denton, and 90 in Fort Worth. Looking at the 14-day forecast, we're keeping that 30% coverage of rain and storms for Monday. On Tuesday, we're dry. We're still going to have some clouds around. Temperatures make it into the mid 90s. On Wednesday, 95 degrees, but as we go to the weekend, next weekend, we're really starting to heat up. In fact, temperatures climb into the upper 90s. You do see that 100 degrees about July 21st, but I think we're actually going to be flirting with 100 degrees for several days after that for a while.